Gentlemen, it has come to my attention that nobody knows how to play this game. The smoke lineups in Counter-Strike 2 are different than they were in Global Offensive, so if you're still using your old lineups, it's time to adapt. In this video series, I'm going to be going over all the util you absolutely need to know in order to play the game. One map at a time, and since I'm currently recording a video called I Played 100 Matches of Mirage, what a great place to start. Counter-Strike 2 makes it really easy to learn and train your utility. Go to Practice Competitive and turn on Grenade Camo, Infinite Ammo, and Infinite Warm-Up and click the map you want to do and click Go, and you'll create a local server that you can use. I don't even use a script anymore to set this up. There's just a few commands that I like to use. So first you need to turn on SV Cheats.
Oh my gosh, TheWarOwl is cheating.
Then you want to set up a noclip bind. So I like to do bind N noclip. Every time you press N now, boop, you're gonna fly through the air and boop, turn it off and you can walk on the ground again. This allows you to easily move around the map. The speed you move around is SV noclip speed, which I like to set to 1200 because I make videos, like I have my whole keyboard bound out so I can change that speed on the fly, but this one's really good for just like zoom in. The next useful command is SV rethrow last grenade. So I would suggest setting up a bind for this, which I do as my comma. So let's say you're testing out if this flashbang is gonna help. So you throw a flashbang here for top mid and you got your short player here. You hit the bind that you set up and the flash is thrown again, and hey look, it flashes them. I'm gonna put all these commands in the description so you can just copy and paste. This one is also very useful. It's gonna clear a smoke. So let's say you goofed up and you threw a smoke down and it popped in the area where you wanna do your lineup. Instead of waiting, you just hit the bind I set up and it's gone. A lot of the lineups I'm gonna show you are jump throws. What's a jump throw? Well, it's where you jump and throw. In Counter-Strike 2, there are no jump throw binds, so you're gonna have to hit a timing. Let me show you how to do it. Watch the camera in the bottom left and notice that when I jump, there's a period of time where it is consistently going to the same spot. That is the timing where you need to let go in order to hit a jump throw. It's a 200 millisecond timing. It's really easy to hit. I've never missed it inside of Counter-Strike 2. And notice that when you do hit it, there's a sound effect. Sounds like the grunting sound effect from Quake. The first smoke you absolutely need to know how to throw is the top mid smoke. Now this one's a little bit different in Global Offensive than it was in CS2, so pay attention! This is the Global Offensive lineup. The purpose was to block off vision from window so that you can get top mid, but also leave a little bit of a gap so you could sneak through to short. Obviously with the spread of the volumetric smokes, you can't do that anymore, so this smoke is not good. I would not recommend throwing it anymore. Do not worry, I have a new lineup for you. Head on over to this statue of North American Counter-Strike, get into the right side right here, look for this antenna, and then go to the point at the antenna and just do a standing throw. This smoke is thrown early in the round and allows you to cross to get to these boxes at top mid. It blocks off short, window, mid, and con, but it's not as useful in Counter-Strike 2 as it was in Global Offensive, so you gotta learn how to throw the window smoke. The window smoke should be thrown at the start of every buy round. The faster you throw this smoke, the better. You want it to go off before your teammate gets to top mid. The purpose is to block off the sniper nest position so that your team can work on early mid control. To throw it quickly, professional players have a different lineup based on every single spawn position. And yes, even major winning teams will miss it from time to time. I'm gonna show you an easy to throw, consistent lineup that you can throw every single round. It's just gonna be slower than the pro lineups. So head on over to this representation of modern short form content, go to the left side of it this time, and I'm gonna have you do something a little bit weird. It's going to be a jump throw, but you're gonna add a strafe into it. So you're basically gonna hold D or whatever your strafe right is at the same time as you do your jump throw. The lineup is in the elbow of the trim of the orange building. Now that I've said elbow, you will never forget that this is the elbow because it looks like an elbow. Jump throw strafe right, and this will go right into the window. In Global Offensive, you could nullify this smoke by throwing a Molotov into the corner. Oh my gosh, did that still kind of worked actually. I thought it wasn't gonna work. Next we have the con smoke. This one works well combined with the window smoke, but it can also be used later in the round when you want to push short. This lineup is different in CS2. This is the old lineup. Notice it gets too close to the stair, it blocks the spread, and then you get this gap on top. If you see your opponents do this, just jump up on this box right here. You can get them over the top of it. I've got two lineups for you. The first one, head on over to your mom, go to the right side, and you're gonna look at this tapestry and look at the second bump jump from the bottom on the right side of it, right there, remember this point, and just do a simple jump throw. And this one should be 100% consistent with blocking off the top. If you want to throw one while you're heading to top mid, then head on over to this corner right here, look at this tapestry, look for the more yellowish of this pattern, and look at where that connects to the sky. This one's like kind of pixel perfect. Boop, and then do a jump throw. This one is about 90% consistent for me. There it goes, heck yeah. To flash your teammate out mid, you're gonna be standing by this door and kind of holding for a top mid push. Take your flash out, aim at the point of the palm tree right here, standing throw. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, but make sure to call this for your teammate so you don't accidentally flash them in the face. Once you've taken these top mid boxes, a whole new world of utility has been opened up to you. So if you want to re-smoke or Molotov the window, you're gonna put your back to the wall here, aim at the top of the building, and then do a running throw, so let go. All of my pro examples are from a single match. I'm trying to prove to you that what I'm showing you is used every game, and you absolutely need to know how to do it. Many times when you throw utility from top mid boxes, the animation of you throwing it is gonna make you visible above the box. If you are an AWP player and you're playing window, watch out for that animation, or watch out for like if you see a Molotov coming from above there, and you're gonna be able to wall bang them through these boxes. Notice I just shot kind of randomly here, and it goes all the way through these boxes pretty much anywhere here. If you are playing window and you want to delay them pushing to the top mid boxes, or you want to force them out of the top mid boxes, you can Molotov it. So this is a running throw. You're gonna aim above this building at the sky, run and let go before you hit the window. This will pretty much Molotov the entire position. It'll force them out of there. If you want a re-smoke connector, here's a top con smoke. Wedge yourself in between the left box and the cart here, look up at this palm tree, look for where there's like the sky visible through there, go to the end of that, and then here you're going to do a standing throw. I like the top con smoke for when you want to clear connector. This is a fight that I will take, but if there is no smoke there, that's not a fight that I will take. There's too many angles. If you want to help your teammates get through con, we now have the short smoke. To throw this one, wedge yourself into the left here between the box and the cart, and then you're gonna look for the tip of this antenna, and this is just a standing throw. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I also have a pop flash for short to help your guys push up. To throw this, move back to the wall, and then you're gonna look at the top left of this weird kind of overhang on the roof, and you're gonna do a walking throw. So walk forward and drop kind of halfway there. I've also got some pop flashes for con. Wedge yourself into the right side this time between the box and the cart, and then you look at this tie here, look at the top right of the tie, and do a standing throw. This one's gonna hit the guy who's watching underpass. The only player it's not gonna hit is the player standing here by this box, so make sure to keep that in mind and watch out for that position right there. But I've got a flash that'll hit that guy. Go to the exact same position, aim at the center of this tie instead, and do a standing throw. This one's gonna bounce off the wall, but it is going to hit this player. But only throw this if you know somebody's here, because it's not gonna hit somebody on the other side. If you have a friend who sucks at utility, send him this video. If you have a friend who just sent you this video, because you can drop utility inside of CS2, you can have one person throw all of your util for a bomb site take while everybody else focuses on entering. Because of this, I'm gonna show you how to throw the B smokes from this corner right here. So just like put yourself into the corner. Here's a smoke to block off this window position. Position in this corner, you're gonna aim at the very top possible point of this tower, and you're going to do a jump throw. This smoke prevents this angle of holding people as they cross. It forces this player to have to push through this smoke so you can catch him coming out the other side of it. And this is the door smoke to make sure that a player here doesn't hold this angle as you're taking the site and has to push through. To throw this one, look at the middle window on the right side, and you're gonna go up to the point of the middle window and do a jump throw. These smokes are used to hold off the player who is rotating from window, so you only gotta deal with the two players on the site, the B player and the short player. For those guys, I got a pop flash for you. So as you're pushing in here, I think the first player in should throw this flash. You're gonna look at the left side. I don't look at it though, I just stand like right here, but you're gonna stand like here at the entranceway. You're gonna look for, you see where this is kind of like an indentation inward? Look for the left side of it and aim at the ceiling right there. Now we're gonna do a running throw. So we're gonna run and drop it and keep running. You can keep running and you won't flash yourself, you won't flash your teammates, and it's gonna pop flash out this window. This is gonna be useful for a ton of different positions. There's a lot of places to Molotov, but I like to block off this bench and this jail position. This player is freaking out right now because his whole day is ruined. As you're running in here, stand by this door. You're gonna aim right here and do a little walking throw. So just walk a little bit and then throw as soon as you start going. Look at me, I'm get right. Oh gosh, I gotta get out of here, man. To throw this one, go here. Now you can easily get shot while you're doing this, so but you're gonna just like do a running throw against this wall. So pop, just like as you start moving, let go right away. It's easy to, you won't mess it up. If there's one smoke that pro players use for B takes, it's gonna be the window smoke. This one is probably thrown the most often. Now for the only smokes that people take the time to learn, it is the A execute smokes. These have been around forever. You're trying to isolate the A anchor player, plant the bomb, and force the CTs to wait for them to clear before attempting a retake. I'm sure you're all aware of the old Stair Smoke. Jump up onto the first step, look right into the middle of this thing, and then you're gonna look in the center of the geometry here, left click, standing throw. This smoke is not the meta right now because it spreads over onto this side instead of this side. So we have a new lineup. This one's like pixel perfect and you can mess it up really easily, so be careful here. What you wanna do is push up against this door and you're gonna move against the door until these two lines become one line. There it is, right there. Then you're gonna look up and you're going to look at the point at the very corner of the trim and you're going to do a jump throw. Now, if we did this one right, we can watch it from up here. It's gonna bounce in a weird way and it actually takes a really long time to deploy, so you have to time it a little bit differently in there. It's gonna pop right at the top of the stairs, stop at a stoop, and it's gonna spread on that side instead of into sandwich. The new CT smoke needs to land on top of this box so that the player playing CT can't do anything. Look, I'm gonna jump up onto the box, I'm gonna jump up, I can't do nothing. To do the CT smoke, I like to walk over here, line up your pixel with this, and then line up with the sun. The sun's gone. I have a new lineup for this, so go over to the cutoff corner, walk straight into the middle of it, and then you're gonna wanna look at, see this little thing that's like sticking out? Look above it here where the sky is, kind of a little bit to the left of the point, and do a jumping throw. This one is pretty consistent. I have not missed it yet. Boom, it's just gotta get on top of that box and that's a success. My old jungle smoke still works, so I walk up here, I go to the second of these things, I walk into the direct center of it, turn around, I look for this brick, like in between the bricks here, I move all the way up here, and then I do a standing throw. This smoke is gonna perfectly block off the entire thing. However, inside of Counter-Strike 2, you have to be aware of this. You can move through the smoke, get to bench, and you have a really good angle right here that's tough to deal with. But Mr. TheWarOwl, I don't wanna have to go all the way up there, I just wanna throw it from down here. Well, I have an alternate smoke for you, but it's not as good. I want you to go into the same spot as the CT smoke, but instead you're gonna look at the top corner of this chimney here and do a jump throw. The reason why I say this one isn't as good is it becomes out here instead of there, so it's gonna make this spot even more powerful. The reason why I have that new lineup is because I wanna show you how to throw all of these smokes by yourself. So the first thing you wanna do is get your teammates to drop 2 smokes right here for you. Your smoke is gonna be used to do the Stair Smoke first. Now, you can take your time to line this one up since this is the most finicky. Now, you're gonna have to be fast with this. First, you do the Stair Smoke, then you're gonna run over here and you're gonna do the Jungle Smoke right away, and then you're gonna do the CT Smoke right away. Now, watch this beautiful timing right here. This is a thing of art, a work of art, a beauty. Boom, it all pops at the same time. Don't worry, Palace pals, I got some lineups for you too. So I like to line up with this point right here. Look at the wall, look at this crack, move to the left side of the crack, and this is gonna be a standing flash throw, boop, and it's gonna be a pop flash solo that I can run out here and not flash myself. To Molotov the bottom of stairs, head on over into the corner here, and then you're just gonna look at the point at the bottom here and do a standing throw, and this will get the entire under part. However, sometimes it doesn't, it looks like it did this time, but sometimes it doesn't spread to this box. So a player could like hide right here. Let's go to CT side. If you're the A anchor, you're gonna Molotov A main at the start of every round. If you can't afford one, you're gonna buy a smoke. As you are exiting spawn, I want you to aim at this little hump right here. So you're gonna run and then do a running throw right there. You're gonna be doing this every round, so this is just gonna be second nature after a while. If you cannot afford a Molotov, you can do a standing smoke by aiming at the top of this right here. But what I like to do to get into position quickly is I aim at the floor right there and do a running throw. If your teammate says I need a flash for mid, take out your flash. You're gonna aim at where the gray turns into the orange on here. You're going to do a walking jump throw. This flash is so that your teammate's window, short, and con can peek mid to work on denying mid control. It's really stupid to peek without a flash. Let's see what that looks like for this nerd. Oh, it looks like white. Now let's say you're the con player. Rule of thumb for utility in Counter-Strike, do not throw utility if you're visible to the angle. So I'm not gonna throw my smoke here because the guy's just gonna peek out Palace and kill me. He could get a lucky timing, right? So I'm gonna throw it when this is blocking the way. What's my lineup? The second of these wooden posts, and I do like a little doop, and then it'll land in the corner here. It'll perfectly block it off. That guy's not getting out of there. For my Molotov, I just go one post over and do a standing throw, and it'll pretty much get this whole area. It won't allow him to run out, and it'll clear him out of this corner. The lower con smoke is very important. It looks like that, so you just do like a running throw against that wall. It'll block up right here. You may ask yourself, TheWarOwl, what the heck is the point of this smoke? Well, it's gonna eliminate that angle and that angle, and allow you to watch for people pushing short without getting destroyed by people underpass or people just running down mid. You can also use this to hold top mid. It's the same smoke as a failed lower con smoke from the T side. Now you see why we needed a new lineup. To flash for mid from here, I like to look at this palm tree and just do a standing throw. Once again, what does it look like for this nerd? Oh, it looks like white. Boys, I have something to admit to you. This video has taken me over a week to make because I have been learning this stuff in order to teach it to you. I never took the time to learn this stuff in Counter-Strike 2. I've been super lazy, and it's time to change that. So I'm gonna be going through every map. I'm gonna be learning the new utility, and then I'm gonna be teaching you guys what I learned, so hopefully we can all get better together because I am sick of playing with players who do not know their util. It makes the game way more fun when you know your utility, and I feel like such a jerk when I hop into the game and play with people when I don't know the util. I'm like letting the team down. If you are a B anchor player, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, you got two types of utility. The first is to prevent a rush. You can get a Molotov, go over here as fast as you can, aim at the top of this window, and do a running throw right there. Now you throw this as fast as you can, and this is gonna really hurt them if they're doing like an eco rush onto the site or something. It's gonna slow them down, and it's also gonna let you know and hear what's going on if there's any players there. Now let's say you're holding the position, you're jump spotting, and you're like, oh, they're pushing now. I know they're pushing. If you still have your Molotov, take your Molotov, aim at the ceiling right here, and do a standing throw. And then you can move back here as well, because they're gonna have to smoke that Molotov. If all you have is a smoke, you can throw it through this window right here. You want this to pop so that players are coming out of the smoke and into the fire. So right by this window, so if you have a player like right here, he can watch as they're coming in there. This player can watch as they come through the smoke, and this player can also watch as they come through the smoke. You want your kill zone to be coming out of a smoke on defense. One last lineup I think is really useful. If you know they're pushing and you're playing around this area, I aim at the bottom of the satellite dish and I do a standing flash. This is really good. This destroys their whole day. Watch this. So we're rushing. Oh my gosh, I couldn't have avoided that. There are an infinite number of lineups to learn and tons of resources. It's never been easier to learn Counter-Strike. This video is like when your dad gets you your first toolbox. You're always gonna need a hammer, you're always gonna need a screwdriver, you're always gonna need a 9mm handgun. Over time, as you get good, you're gonna add new tools to your toolbox. Maybe some of the lineups that I gave you don't like. You don't have to use them, just use your own. To actually learn these lineups and commit them to memory, you're gonna have to practice them. Here's what I do. Every time I open up Counter-Strike to play, I run through the utility on one of the maps. It does not take long to do. If you practice consistently, once you're actually playing a match, you'll just know what to do. You'll know how to throw them without thinking. Learning your lineups is the easiest thing you can do to get dramatically better at Counter-Strike. It's just memorization. And from my estimation, about 95% of players don't know their lineups. This is gonna put you way ahead of them. Which map should we do next? I'm TheWarOwl and I still have no closer.